We are back with another celebrity-inspired makeup look, or what I would think would be the best that I could recreate. A very glam makeup from the red carpet from the past Met Gala. So this was done, or the makeup that I attempted to recreate was done by no other than Sofia Tilbury with Charlotte Tilbury makeup products. If you are new to my channel, you probably don't know this, but I am a huge Charlotte Tilbury makeup fan. I love the brand, and there's no other makeup that makes me feel as pretty as whenever I'm wearing Charlotte Tilbury makeup products. But that being said, I attempted to recreate the look on Bridgerton actress Phoebe Dynevor. I probably messed up her name. Done again by Sofia Tilbury, and this is what I came up with. I hope you like this video. Before we jump right into it, please be sure to subscribe. It is super easy and it does help my channel a lot. All you need to do is hit that subscribe button down below. And yeah, let's get right into the makeup. The Met Gala was this just past Monday, and there were so many beautiful makeup looks, but one specifically caught my eye and stole my heart. This is such a beautiful makeup, very much my type of preferred makeup. I'm gonna post a picture right here, and I'm looking at her on my phone. So this is Phoebe Dynevor, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, the actress from Bridgerton, and she looks stunning. And of course it caught my eye immediately, and then whenever I saw who the makeup artist was, I was like, of course. It is using only Charlotte Tilbury makeup by Sofia Tilbury. So it's just stunning. It's very subtle, and there's not a lot of glow like usually I think in my mind with Charlotte Tilbury. It's more on the subtle side of the glowy side. It is more focused on the soft red tones. She has a kind of blended out red lip, very intense, almost red strawberry cheeks. I don't see a lot of contour. The eyes are very glowy. It's just very soft, very glam. I'm obsessed. And today we are gonna try to recreate this. There's no product breakdown, so I'm not entirely sure what Sofia Tilbury used, but I think I gathered a good amount of products that are going to help me achieve this look as best as I can. I'm no makeup artist. This is just me doing my makeup, having fun, and showing it with, or like sharing it with you guys. So let's begin with, again, she has because her forehead seems to be pretty glowy, but in some pictures it doesn't. So I'm not too sure what's going on. But I'm going to just do a base that I really enjoy, which is going to be, the majority of the products we're going to be using today are going to be from Charlotte Tilbury, but that's just because she is Sofia Tilbury and that's what she used. But I did incorporate a few other products because I don't have what I think it's the cheek products. I think she used the matte, because it looks like a matte cheek. I think she used one of the newer blushes that they released that are all matte, and I don't have any of those, so I'm using another brand. But I'll of course showcase everything. So let's begin with a base. If I'm thinking about my favorite, most glamorous makeup, it literally always starts with Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. So that's what we're gonna be starting with. There's not a lot of glowiness on the makeup, like you cannot really see a lot of highlights per se in the cheeks or in the face, but it seems like she's just naturally glowing from within, which this is exactly what the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless does. So I'm gonna just start with this, and you can see immediately that beautiful glow it provides. It's super, super pretty. For foundation, I have 3 of hers, so I'm gonna go for the middle, like the middle one that I think it's not super glowy, not matte. It's a good, very natural in between, and this is the Beautiful Skin Foundation. I love to apply my products, my base products, with my fingers, so I'm gonna be doing that. I'm just gonna blend in with my fingers. I haven't used this foundation in a long time because I've been rotating more on my skin tints. So this is going to be a foundation that I haven't used in forever, but it's beautiful and one of my personal favorites. Base is all done, and I think it looks very, very pretty. I really love this foundation, and the combination of the foundation with what I use as a primer is just beautiful. I love Charlotte Tilbury. I think I say this in every single video that I use the products. So now I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera because I've done it so many times and I don't want this video to be super long. I'm gonna do my, I guess, white covering routine that I always use. So I'm gonna be using my Tarte corrector for my eyes or my under eyes, and then for actual concealer, KVD with Beautiful Skin by Charlotte Tilbury. So I'll be back and then we can move on with the rest of the face. All done covering the whiteness around my face, but now I have to set everything. I mentioned in my previous video that I was not using setting powder for a little while anymore, that I've been just skipping to my finishing powder because there was too many products already under my eyes. But because this makeup look seems to be, I don't want to call it matte, but it seems not super glowy, I am going to just set it with regular powder, and I'm going to be using my Charlotte Tilbury airbrush flawless. So just a tiny bit to set that concealer that I used. I'm looking at the picture and she doesn't seem to have a lot of contour going on, but I'm pretty sure Sofia Tilbury did use some kind of contour. So because I want it to be more on the subtle side, I'm going to be using the Film Star Bronze and Glow. This is a very subtle contour for my complexion, so I think this is going to be perfect. And I'm going to focus it on the higher ends of my face, so just right here, and I'm going to keep it very, very minimal. And my jawline, that's just my preferred and more personal way of applying contour lately. Trying to delete this double chin. So just very lightly, even if you, or in my complexion, if I go a little more overboard, like more intense with this product, it's still not too intense because of the color. It's like a very light, very easy contour powder that I really, really love. So I'm just adding a bit here, which is what I usually always do, but I'm focusing the majority right here on the higher side of my temples, or like the higher section of my temples. And that's probably all that I'm going to use. Not too much, just to define the cheeks a little bit, make that jawline a little bit more defined. And I think that's gonna be everything with contour, because this look is definitely more on the softer end, more on the rosy, almost red cheeks. She seems to have very, very light highlight. So I'm going to go back to my Film Star Bronze and Glow palette, and I'm going to add just a little bit on the cheeks, right here on my eyes, but very subtle. This is definitely more on the subtle side. And this is how I like to apply my cheek products. I like to go for contour, bronzer, highlight, and then my blush, because this makes a more seamless application and it looks like you're almost glowing from within instead of just having highlight stamped on your face. But before I go with what I think, there's two elements here that are definitely the cherry on the top of this look, and that is the red lips, the very subtle red lip, and the very beautiful cheeks. So I'm gonna leave that for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and freeze my brows. I'm gonna do this off camera real quick and probably do my brows. I went on and finished up my brows. So now let's move on with eyes before we get into the cheeks. I wanna leave the cheeks and the lip at the very last. So for my eyes, it seems to be very subtle, but it's also very shiny. So I am thinking I'm going to be using a combo of two, one quad and one single. I'm gonna be using Jean as a base from Eyes to Mesmerize. One of my favorite eyeshadows ever. This is so beautiful and so shiny. I think this is going to, look at that. This is going to give me the best base to start this makeup. And she does have a lot of glow almost on the crease, so I am going to put this more elevated than I normally would, and I'm just blending with my finger. It's super simple. These eyeshadows are seriously the best. This Eyes to Mesmerize, I just love them. They're very easy to blend, very easy to use. I'm gonna grab a flat brush to define more this, but you see how pretty? It's just so stunning. Let me go ahead and do the other eye, and then we'll move on with what I think would be the best one, Exaggerize. Here is the eyes with just the Eyes to Mesmerize, which is in the shade Jean. Absolutely stunning, and I definitely went more up on the crease than I normally would do. So that's just what seems to be on the picture, but again, this is just me thinking that's what it is. Ultimately, I don't know exactly how she did it because there's no tutorial, but I'm trying to recreate the look as best as I can. Let's move on with a bit of darker eyeshadow. It looks like she has a very subtle blowout here at the very end. I don't know how to explain it. It just seems like she has a bit of, you see it? So I'm thinking I'm going to probably use the darker one on the shade here, the darker shade on the quad, and just add a little bit of that to smoke out the edge, but very, very slightly. I'm gonna change brushes. I'm gonna grab a small crease brush, and I'm just going to start building this up very, very subtly. So I just applied the shadow, and now I'm gonna go back with this shade, with this brush, and start blending this. Extremely subtle. And I do see that the picture, she has almost like a fall. She kind of like extended it to the very edge of the eye, almost like doing a bit of a cat eye with eyeshadow. So like kind of just pulling it to the back. So I'm gonna do that very, very lightly. Again, this look is all about the light hand, the more natural, the very, very feminine, very soft makeup. So that's what I'm trying to achieve. So just blowing it out here as a bit of a, I don't want to say cat eye, but just extending this just so very subtle with light touches. I don't want to put any more because I don't want it to get too dark, because it seems to be a very subtle smokiness. So I think that should be perfect. I don't think she's wearing any eyeliner, but I could be wrong. Again, this is just me literally zooming into the images, hoping to see something. But you see how she has that very defined look? Almost like they used like a bit of a tape and then removed it. Of course, I'm not gonna do that, but that's just initial thoughts. So I think we're good with this side. Let's go ahead and move on to the other section. And it also seems like she has a little bit of this same darker shade on the lower lashes, but same thing, very, very subtle. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit, and I'm just going to add it on with this fluffier brush on the external side, and then I'm gonna switch to a more precise brush to bring it in, because it does seem like she has it all over the lower lash, not just at the external side. So just very, very light. I want this to be very soft. Now let's move on with the lid, which it's super hard to see. It's just very, very glowy. She has a super glowy lid. I think they might have even used highlight straight up, because there is a picture here showcasing some of the products, and you can see here the highlighters, the Pillow Talk highlighters. So because I don't really have, I mean, I'm gonna try using this lighter one. Where is it? This lighter one, and then see what we get, and then we'll go from there. So I'm just going to, still looking at the pictures, seriously like zooming in as much as I can, and I'm going to add more of that lighter shade to make sure we didn't get it too dark with that darker brown. I'm gonna try to apply this topper, but I honestly, there's no way. This is not going to be as glittery as the picture shows. It adds a little bit of something, but not as intense of, I don't want to call it glittery, but it almost looks like glittery on the eyes. So I'm going to go into my Makeup by Mario palette, one of these two shades. So let me see which one. I think that top one, because that top one is more like nude, and this one is more vanilla-ish. So let me go ahead and use my finger, and I'm going to run this. I'm keeping, oh yeah, that is exactly what I was looking for. I'm gonna run this also into the crease, because she seems to have a lot of that more glittery, I keep saying glittery, on the almost inner corner, but coming in out like that. I don't know what they did, but it's such a beautiful look. I was literally mesmerized. I haven't been using a lot of eyeshadow lately, but this is just so stunning. So, and I'm also going to use this one as my inner corner, just very subtle. Well, this is not too subtle, but yeah. I haven't used this mascara in such a long time because I've been limiting myself to having one or two open and no more than that. So I've been using the Tarte one and the Tarte 28 for a long time, and I'm finally done with those. So today was a perfect day to bust this one open, and oh my goodness, I forgot how much I love it. I think it's the perfect lengthening and volumizing mascara. It's just so beautiful, and definitely my favorite. I forgot how much I love it. For the most exciting, what I think the most exciting part of this makeup and what makes it so stunning in my eyes, it's the cheeks. The cheeks are just to die for. That very beautiful rosy strawberry, almost red color. It's so pretty. So I don't have any of the matte blushes that they released, I think last year, at the end of last year. So I'm thinking this is a matte. I look at the picture and it absolutely looks like a matte blush. So we're gonna go for a matte blush that I have, and that is my newest one from Merit. This is in the shade Rouge, and this is a red blush. So that is, it looks exactly as it would look on whatever they used, which I'm pretty sure it's one of the matte blushes. So I'm gonna use this one, and I love the application. It almost seems like it's coming from the nose down, or like very much in the cheekbones, like, I'm sorry, very much in the apple of the cheeks. It looks very pretty, it looks very flushy, and it's pretty much here, like in the front of the face. So that's what we're gonna be doing. I'm going to use my trusty, very old, cheap brush from Amazon that I got years ago, and I'm going to start smiling so the apples pop up, and I'm going to just start blending this. Look at how different blush makes your face. And I'm going to focus it literally on the apple, like right here. I'm gonna press. Very pretty shade. I love this shade. And I'm going to bring whatever is left here to kind of like connect the entire nose bridge with the cheeks. Same thing here. I think we're all done with the blush, and I really love it. So now let's move on with the lips. That's the only product that's listed on the picture, and I don't have it. It's one of the newest collection from the Hollywood Beauty Icon lipsticks, and the shade is called Hollywood Vixen. But I'm going to use the only red that I own from Charlotte Tilbury, and that is Patsy Red. I think that'll do the trick. But I do want to line my lips very lightly. I'm going to be using Lissa's new lip liner in the shade 2C. Just super lightly. I'm not going to overline, I really never do. All done with the lip liner, very soft. I wanted to keep it very minimal, and you can still see my actual lip color in the middle. The one thing that I do see they used was a lip pencil whenever they applied the lipstick. That's what I'm gonna be doing. A very soft, almost like blended, bitten lip. So I'm going to just use, I think maybe that was even too much. So let me go ahead in the back of my hand and remove the excess, because this is very soft. And I'm going to start applying this. Maybe that was too soft. So let me go ahead and add a little bit more. The lip doesn't look as matte. So I'm gonna grab the lipstick, a lipstick from Lisa Eldridge. This is Atomic Cherry. I think this is gonna bring more of that lightness, almost pinkish, to the lip. We'll see. Let me go ahead and start. Same thing, just blending very lightly with the lip pencil. I think that's still too prominent, so I'm gonna go ahead and just dab this into the lips. I think that definitely worked. That I can see it right away. It brought down that darkness on the lip to a more fresh, almost subtle red. It's so pretty, and I just messed up. I need to stop touching it. Absolutely obsessed with this look. I think it's so pretty. I haven't used eyeshadow in a very long time, so this is very impactful, even though it's probably not as much. But I think it's super pretty. Full face, very glam, but at the same time almost subtle in a way. Soft, feminine, I love it. I attempted to do my hair a bit in an updo as she has it, but probably failed miserably, but that's okay. We're here with the makeup. And how beautiful is this makeup? I love it. Love, love, love. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below if you like this makeup, if you would recreate it, what are your thoughts, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!